I'm from Animation Scoop. My name is Haley Baker.
It looks like we both got the memo. White backgrounds. Here we are.
With this being the fourth animated film, how does it feel to see how far the series has come?
It's really exciting actually because I think we've gotten a little bit better at telling these stories. We've gotten better at the animation, the stylings, the textures, the lighting. I think
Mhm.
we're improving, and that it's exciting to be in a state of improvement. And I hope that this story really resonates with kids and with families. Like I feel like we've gotten a little bit about better at that aspect as well.
Greg is famously flawed, but still incredibly relatable. How do you strike that balance for both kids and adults?
It's actually a little hard to strike that balance because you want this character that is full of imperfections that maybe we had as kids, but you also need to be able to root for Greg as a protagonist. And that's not
Mhm.
always easy to do. And sometimes I hit the mark and sometimes I don't. But I think in this film, I think that you're rooting for Greg because you see that he's really aching to connect with his father. And
Mhm.
his father is a very flawed character as well. I feel like this story is relatable, and I feel like people will be able to see their own family dynamics play out in this story.
On the relationship with his dad, that's a very central part of The Last Straw, I noticed. What message did you most want to communicate about father and son dynamics in the story?
I think it's that parents and kids, there is a real gap in age and perspective that's very real. But I think that most kids and most parents want to connect with one another. They want to find common ground, and that's what this movie is all about: is finding that common ground that unites us, that makes
Mhm.
Christmas and Thanksgiving fun. I
Right.
created crafted something here that can create a connection between parents and their children.
Yeah, I can totally see that with the film.
Cool.
Having gone from books to live action and now animation, how do you keep the humor feeling fresh and relevant for today's audience?
I think that childhood is a really big universe, and there are always new corners of childhood to explore. So I'm always looking for that thing. Like, for example, in my latest book is called Party Pooper. It's about Greg's birthday, and I've never done a big book where the birthday party was the central idea.
Mhm.
And I think that there are always these new areas that I haven't explored yet, and hopefully I'll never run out of ideas.
The simple doodle-inspired art style is iconic. What went into translating that look from the books into a fully realized 3D style for the films?
Yeah, all credit goes to the team of animators who did this at Bardell in Canada. They were able to take those really simple drawings I put together and then create these fleshed out characters that are really interesting to look at on the screen. And I think they're a little bit unique because the characters have like a graphic element to them
Mhm.
that's a little bit different than your Pixar style or something
Mhm.
like that. But I think it works. It's fun to see that style translate into three dimensions.
An entire generation has grown up with your books, and now with the film adaptations, what's it like seeing both longtime fans and brand new ones continue to connect with the world you've created?
It's very rewarding. Every so often, I get to see the full breadth of my readership, and I've gotten to recently. I went to Peru, and 8-year-old, 9-year-old kids showed up for my signing sessions, but so did 25 and 26-year-old
Mhm.
young adults. And I got to see the whole span of the readership, and that was very motivating for me. Like, I don't feel like I'm getting older, but maybe that kind of proves that I am. And it motivates me because I see it. There's always another generation that needs good books to read.
Has your approach to storytelling changed since you first wrote the original Last Straw book?
Yeah, a lot. When I wrote those early books, I was only really concerned with writing good jokes. I wasn't too concerned with the storyline, which was kind of an afterthought. And it took
Mhm.
me a long time to become a good storyteller. I don't think I really understood the mechanics of storytelling until about book 9, which was 11 years ago. And I don't think I actually got good at it until book 12.
Mhm.
I'm still trying to master this thing called storytelling, and hopefully I get
Mhm.
a little bit better each year.
How involved are you in the storyboarding and visual decision making behind the animated films?
Visual. Well, I write the screenplay, and so in the
Mhm.
screenplay, I try to describe the scenes. But there's an even if they're action scenes, I try to describe them in detail. But a lot of times, the storyboard artist will take it further, and they'll add a lot of jokes. And I'll give you an example that I have a scene where Greg and his dad are talking in the gym, and it's just basically conversation, but the storyboard artists, the animators, decided to make it really funny by having Frank, Greg's dad, do all these ridiculous stretches. And it's something that I wouldn't have thought of, but it took that skill set to add humor to the scene, which I think is
Mhm.
really additive.
With animation, you can sort of do jokes you normally can't do on paper.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you can
Mhm.
really stretch. You can really bend reality in a way that's hard to do even with live action.
If you had unlimited resources or time, is there anything you would have liked to expand or experiment with in this film?
Oh gosh, if I don't know. I think I'm really happy with the way it turned out, and I like that we're making these little films that feel kind of like gems. Like I don't
Mhm.
really want to make a 2-hour film. I like
Right.
making these short films that are easy to digest, and I'd like to make lots of them so that a kid who sees one and likes it can keep watching.
Thank you for making time for Animation Scoop today. I greatly appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your great questions, and good luck in the rest of your career.